Hey ambitious professionals, it's Linda Rayner of lindarainer.com, guiding you to a career and life you'll truly enjoy. In today's video, I am going to walk you through my 5 top tips on how to socialize your way confidently, casually, yet professionally through any networking event so that you can make new acquaintances and friends and be able to improve your communication skills. Ready to get the job you want? Top-notch interview is coming soon. For more info and free training, head to jointni.com. As a career strategist, I've had the honor of being able to help numerous professionals land their dream job offers. And so if this is something that you're interested in working with me one-on-one, I can give you details about that at the end of this video. Many times when we go to networking events, we can feel very awkward, we feel kind of nervous, and that all makes us not want to really talk to anybody. And I know firsthand because I'm this way. I actually don't really enjoy going to networking events because I feel as though we have to force conversations with each other just so that we feel accepted. But at the same time, I've learned to master some techniques along the way, and I know that you don't have to feel awkward when going to networking events. So here are my 5 top tips on how to communicate at networking events. Tip number 1, remember the point of a networking event is to meet others, not to get a job. Most networking events simply offer opportunities for people to connect. It's not a job fair. Now, if it is a job fair that you're going to, then that's a completely different story, but that's not what I'm talking about today. I have seen so many instances where I would be at a networking event and you see that 1 or 2 people in the room who treat the networking event as if it's a job fair, and you could tell they're running around the entire room going after each person, handing out their resume, handing out their business card, not even remembering people's names, not even getting to know who they really are. They're just out for themselves, and no one likes that person. No one wants to connect with that person, and no one's going to refer that person to any job. Tip number 2, go with the intention to make 1 new friend. Just 1. If you find more than 1, great. Here's a different way to see it. Instead of going to a networking event to look for contacts, you should actually go to a networking event with the intention to make 1 new friend. The reason for this is if you're going to a networking event with the mindset of finding new contacts, all of a sudden that feels very cold and intimidating. But if you tell yourself that you're just going to make a friend and try to meet someone who you think you're going to be able to connect with, that all of a sudden changes the whole dynamic, changes the energy for how you carry yourself, and it increases your chances of actually eventually making that contact. So if you're going to a huge networking event, why would you only look for 1 friend? Well, the truth is, unlike in elementary school when we were kids, you're not going to be able to go to this huge party and be able to make 10 friends all within an hour. As adults, that just doesn't happen anymore. So it's better to spend your time looking around the room and get to know just a small handful of people and decide who you want to get closer in connection with in terms of having deeper discussions with them throughout the evening and exchanging contact information with them as well. So, the way to view networking events is to see them as opportunities to make a new friend. Yes, I said a friend, not hundreds or tens or dozens of friends, just a new friend, which leads me to my next point. Tip number 3, be curious. If after this initial conversation you find that the both of you do have a genuine curiosity for one another, you both are on the same wavelength, and you feel that this person could be that potential friend that you're going to connect with, then it's good throughout the evening. You don't have to stick by them the whole evening, but it's good that if you go decide to talk to other people, you both end up talking to other people, that once in a while you find that person and you just check in to see how they're enjoying it. So what this does is it establishes the new bond that you've just built with them through multiple interactions. And again, that's going to increase your chances of having them as a real contact after the event is over, and who knows, that could lead to a job offer one day. Tip number 4, hang out with them if the vibe seems good, but move on if not. As much as you may like it when other people ask about you and you talk about yourself, you have to remember that other people like being asked about them too. So when first starting a conversation with an individual at a networking event, be curious about them. Ask them, how do you like the event so far? Ask them what they do. Ask them where they're from. Start it with just a few icebreaking types of questions, get to know them, and within those first 10 to 15 seconds, you'll probably get a good vibe as to whether you want to keep talking to that person the rest of the evening or whether it's useful for you to maybe find someone else who you may have a better connection with. Now, being curious does not mean interrogation. Don't just stand there and ask them questions and not really listen to what they're saying. You want to connect. You want to understand what they're saying, hear what they're saying, and have relevant stories to share with them. And finally, tip number 5, make sure to say goodbye to that person if you're leaving first and connect online. Don't forget to say goodbye and add them to LinkedIn if you decide to leave the evening first. Taking the time to go up to them, saying goodbye to them shows that you genuinely value who they are, value them as a human being. And again, this increases the level of interaction between you two, the level of familiarity between you two, and increases your chances of seeing that person later on in the future. So there you have it. Those are my 5 tips on how to make a new friend at a networking event. Now, if you're someone who is currently well into your job search, you've been looking for a while, you haven't had much success, and you realize that you need one-on-one professional help, then feel free to reach out to me. Head on over to my website, lindarainer.com/standoutgethired, read through the page, fill in the application form, and if it seems as though we are a potential match, then one of my team members will be reaching out to you directly. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Ready to get the job you want? Top-notch interview is coming soon. For more info and free training, head to jointni.com.